Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, in a fine Eastern Conference affair here at Barclays Center. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
And so off the tip, it's New York. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the point. Now here's Anthony. Inside, Lopez. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Always nice to get the first lead of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there because to me it's just much more comforting to play from the front than to be battling from behind.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
Here's Galloway. With some arc, rebounded by the Nets.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel.
Oh, my goodness! Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. And so here is New York following the bucket by the Nets.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Power down with both hands.
Whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
Here's Porzingis. Lets the three fly. Galloway, no good. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And, guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable. Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Follow against Johnson. And stolen by Aflalo. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Flalo's running. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws. Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack.
Oh! Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Man, you could clock his hang time with an hourglass.
And the foul on Jarrett Jack. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Brooklyn. New York moving the ball around. Aflalo, and he gets it to go from the high post. Aflalo's got his first 2 points.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
A shot by Ellington, no good. For New York, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. The 10-footer. Johnson with the block. Here's Galloway. The shot no good. The Nets go the other way with it. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to talk with Derek Fisher for a moment. He said the key to this matchup will be their ability to limit the quality looks close to the basket. When facing a team like this one, he said, you don't stand a chance giving up easy looks inside. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. Lopez with the block, but they recover it. Here's Porzingis, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Ellington, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Right wing. Ellington with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 6. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of Clark ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch back to the basket, moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
Clark, and he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. Shot by Seraphin, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Stolen by Grant. Now here's Williams to the paint. It's tipped. Shot is no good. 3 on 3. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on.
That drops.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Larkin kicks to Lopez. Fades. And that one comes up a bit short.
You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Now here's Calderon. He's tightly guarded. One-on-one here. Oh!
That almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Grant up top. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Johnson from outside.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll tell you he's still got a good sense of humor.
I told them all, you can joke with me, you can laugh at me. I'm not perfect. You'll see me hobbling out there on the court. You'll see me stumble as I'm trying to show you a defensive move. It's funny. There was a time when you wouldn't be laughing because I'd be kicking your butt, but that time is long past.
I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the Net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. Anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp, not much stagnation at all on offense.
We've got Bogdanovich. Wayne Ellington is out there with Jarrett Jack. Then it's Bargnani, and it's Robinson in at the power forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
Here's Galloway. Makes it off the glass.
And look, he's not the best athlete, but he's able to create the space he needs to operate.
And Jack kicks to Bogdanovich. To the right side. The Nets working the ball around now. Fires the three. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
And there's the pass to Aflalo. Feeds to Carmelo. Back to Aflalo. Porzingis passes to Serafin. And Aflalo wide open. He shoots. Robinson pulls it in.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
Well, the job of penetrating that they've done so far has really been excellent. I mean, they've done a nice job driving to the hoop effectively.
Lopez, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call. Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option #1 for them right now.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Here's Galloway, defended by Jack. Here's Porzingis, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Porzingis has got 6.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
It does. They're playing with a little bit more bounce in their step and trying to close this gap.
Knicks trail by 4. Anthony dishes to Aflalo. Anthony with the screen on Bargnani. The kick out to Aflalo from downtown. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Aflalo's got his second basket.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Lopez, he's checked in for Bargnani. Young comes in for Thomas Robinson. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Johnson in for Wayne Ellington. Knicks trail by 3. And here's Calderon to the inside. Grant loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the 3rd best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out, and that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
Johnson kicks to Young, and it's Brooklyn scoring again. Here's Grant. There's 1:38 left in the second quarter. Outside Williams. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. and it comes off the front of the rim. Knicks trail by 3, and pushing it up, here's New York. Here's Lopez. Rebound, Brooklyn. Hollis Jefferson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. We've got 1:08 left here in the second.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander. Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fans.
Hey.
58 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter. And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
And Lopez throws it down.
And, guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Grant kicks to Calderon. Now the dish to O'Quinn. Back to Calderon. Brooklyn with the rebound.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Nets lead by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting, you know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They started to take control of the game in the second quarter and pulled away nicely, heading into halftime up by 5. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Their defense is getting flat out embarrassed. Embarrassed, however you say it, Ernie. I realized they had to deal with a team who was red hot most of the first half, but that's an excuse. You know what? They got to be aggressive. They got to step up on that D. They got to prevent that. They need more effort, Ernie.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.